Dun dun da 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 da. La la la. What? Dun dee 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 dee. Y'all ready for this? It's a little early, right? I'll do a little squirty squirt in here while we're waiting. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me. The fish tank barn, what's going on, bud? How is everything doing? Ollie Patton, what is up? So we'll give it a few minutes. It's early, it's something different. I was just raring to go and ready to rock, and so I decided, let's just do this thing. So it's gonna be weird because I'm gonna be using the phone, and here's the deal. Got the drink in hand, got the Aquashella shirt, and there's a lot of things that I have to cover regarding that bad boy. Too many things. There is a lot happening. I've got flowering, the temperature is good, but we've got to really discuss some things that are happening in this room. And I figured what better way to do that than the finale of Game of Thrones, right? So let's discuss this. Yep. Gone. Fish have been picked up. I keep stepping on this truck. Fish have been picked up. Everything is good to go. So now it's just a matter of, you can see that I don't recommend this at all, but I was lifting this so that I could ultimately get all of the water over to one side the best that I could. And yeah, well, you know the rest, right? So if you have questions along the way, let me know. But as of right now, it's crazy. So I'm gonna set this up, and then there's something right here that we need to talk about as well, because I haven't talked about it at all. And I thought this was the best time to do it. So share, like, do this crazy thing. I'm gonna share this one more time because I really think it needs to be shared. So let me flip this bad boy around so that I can fix this aquarium. And then, hey, who knows? Maybe I'll set it up on this, a little walk around of the Ninja Turtle stuff. But if you have questions, let me know. The reason why I moved it, if you didn't hear, is because, well, there's a fish. That sucks that there's a fish. The dude that came and got him, Sean, you missed one, guy. So now I've got to get this fish out of here. There he is. It looks like a Julie. And I have no place for them. I'm not setting up the tank again and doing any of this. So they're gonna have to go in here. Actually, I do have one place. I can put them in the shrimp tank. Do you guys think that'll be okay if I did that? Put them in the shrimp tank? But this is what I wanna talk about. Paludarium time. Yep, everything is just all over the place. Rocks, foam, more rocks. I've got so many things that's gotta go in there tonight. I left this open like an idiot. Paludarium. Shout out to DFW Reptarium. Great people, great service. I had a skyscraper and they were able to exchange it out so that I can have the Paludarium. Zoomed Exoterra, almost the same thing. However, I don't know if I like this crease, but it's about 10 gallons is what I'm estimating. I can fill the water up to here. I'm gonna put some shrimp, possibly some tetras, and then I'm thinking about doing some Amazon tree frogs. However, I do not like it here. I'm gonna back up, it's a mess, but I don't like it here. So in essence, I have an idea for here. It could be center stacked. slide these over, and then boom, we have a nice paludarium. However, I don't know if I necessarily want to do that because I have an idea, and we'll get to that once I figure out what the heck to do with this fish. Where'd he go? Okay, he's in the back. So if you guys want to let me know in the comments, please, do you think he'll be okay in the shrimp tank? I want to make sure there's no other fish. I did not see him earlier. So, tank, super lush. Look at this thing. Got the mag float chilling right in the center. Yeah, I do that from time to time. But I've had this bristlenose since the turn of time. He's still doing okay. I've done series where I talked about not having Placosimus in an African tank. I don't recommend the very expensive ones. However, bristlenose or bushy nose seem to do really well inside a hap tank. And I don't think that white lip is gonna last. He is getting gnawed on pretty gnarly. Star Sapphire is gone, got toast, just wasn't big enough. And these guys just really, really went after him, which is not good. But you can see the Venustus is getting extremely big. The Nigerventor seemed to have stalled out in terms of growth. However, look at that. Oh, the ivory head. Just absolutely stunning. If you had an opportunity to be at Fish Hut of New Jersey today, it was their 7th anniversary, and they were doing some pretty wild things. But I'll deep dive into this. Bam! Everything's looking super lush. I think I have a couple of shrimp left in there that I have to transfer. I'm trying to keep the light on most of the day, and I've got to combat the algae that happens in there. Carlos, what's up, my man? And then you can see I've got a couple of more plants still in there, and then some of them I pulled out and just threw in here. And they're doing well. Everything is doing well in here. It is thriving, it is growing. I got some die off, I think, just because it's piled in there. But most of it has made its way throughout the sump through its own turbulence of water. And this trip is happening on Friday, if you didn't know. Picking up the rental car on Thursday. We're gonna load it up. Ben Dunn from Universal Rocks and I are going to get this to an awesome gentleman. So I would pretty much stay locked to the channel because I'm probably gonna do a really nice video showcasing why we do what we do and how awesome it is. Now, I wanna know, paludarium-wise, what you think, what we should do, how we should do it, and I'm gonna take cues from you. Now, I don't want an animal that's not gonna use the top layer, so ideally I would like maybe a tree frog of some sort or a lizard that can live over water. This is 18 by 18 by 36. Current USA light on the top, current USA light on the top, and that's it. I figured this isn't absolutely huge, but we could do something really nice where I have a platform here. Let me open this and I'll kind of explain what I'm talking about. So we can design a platform here. Maybe it comes out to, about here, but the fish and shrimp can go under. So ideally, look something like that, and boom. That would house a Chinese water dragon for a few years or so. Yeah, I don't know if I want something that's gonna get that big, but that is a good idea. That's what I'm talking about. I wanna think outside the box. This has got that patented, I don't know, it's the same. It's just a screen top. It really is just a screen top. So fish, shrimp, kind of sits here, build a layer bioactively. That's a big word nowadays in the community of vivariums. And at least the foam is gone now. Yeah, well, Sean, you left a fish inside the aquarium. And then I can build up. I'm talking to Ben at Universal Rocks because I don't want something that protrudes like way out here, but I do want some really cool dimensions. So maybe crystal wall or something new we can work on. But I was thinking Amazon milk frogs. They can live over water. I can have probably about 3 or 4 of them, and I can really make a nice look. And I don't know. Let me know what you think. But this is awesome. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. I am absolutely infatuated with vivariums. And I think it has a lot to do with the ease of setting up. It's very similar to an aquarium. And there is not a lot of things you have to do if you set it up right. So ideally, if it's set up right, you can even use a mister. I have one. I've not set it up yet. But if you set this up right, you will not have to do anything other than trim back plants. And if you didn't set up a mister, you missed. And then there's feeding. Feeding is actually, oh, he's getting chubby. Do you see him? Feeding is very easy as well. You can get a starter pack from Josh's Frogs. You can use my code. I'll leave that in the description once this is over. I didn't put it in there, and I'm a one-man band tonight. So, but it's drainage layer, barrier, ABG, spag moss. I added some other moss and plant. And you started about 4 weeks ahead of time. There is no instant cycle. And ultimately what you're looking for is the rooting systems to take hold with the plants. And you really want an established, they call it microfauna, which bugs, and I'll show you that in a moment. But once you do that, that's it. Then you wait. Candy, what's going on? You just wait for your frogs wherever you're going to get them. And then randomly you'll get, look at that. See that little mushroom? Huh? I feel like Serpa designs. Tanner is awesome. But you get some really cool things that happen. You learn a lot. And ideally, it takes its own shape. So I set this up with a vision, and guess what? It completely changed. I've got everything crawling. I mean, look at this. It's crawling completely up. Shelby, what's going on? What about a snake? No snakes. Not that I don't like them. If I was going to get one, it would be an emerald tree boa, or a green tree python. However, that's not in the cards right now. I'm thinking frogs. I really like frogs. I've always liked frogs, and I kind of want to stay with that theme in my head. It doesn't have to be a dart frog, although that's what I'm going to talk about here in a moment. But tree boas can be mean, but I'm not looking to handle the thing all the time. But I mean, look, I've got plants. Let's see if you can see that. Growing on plants. I've got a flower. Yay. And everything is crawling the way I didn't want it to. However, it looks amazing. And so I've got stuff coming all the way forward. I kind of move it out of the way. The Cove, what's up? And I kind of try to shape everything the way I want it. I can trim it back if I like. Oh, there's one right there. And they seem to do pretty well. I'm feeding them 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. No water changes. You know, if something dies in here, it's the circle of life. I'm talking about bugs or plants. I could take it out, but ideally everything gets broken down by that bioactive microfauna, which just means like the rainforest. Things are in there, they gobble it up, they break it down, and that's pretty much how it happens. And you can see the rooting takes place here. Super easy, easy to maintain. And if you wanted to breed these, which I really don't care to breed them, you could. And King and Queen Cichlids, my friend, thank you so much for that super chat. That was unnecessary, sir, but thank you very much. Game of Thrones starts in a few minutes. I'm going to end this in a few minutes with a bang because here's my idea. Look at that guy. He is serious. I don't know if you can see him on camera. I doubt it. Let's go to the side. Nope, you still can't even see him. Ah, there he is. He is like crushing it. That's an old filter. So everything's good here. This is just, honest. It just really, really shows nice. It doesn't stink. Let me show you the worst part though. You don't ever have to buy food ever again. You culture it. The creepy crawlies are happening in there. Thank you, Andy, for sharing the website. I've started 3 more so that I wouldn't run out. I label them. I know that it takes about 2 to 3 weeks, but you can see them running around in there. They'll breed, do their thing. And so I just keep those readily available, and it's as simple as grabbing One of these I'll feed live, even though it's not a feeding day. And it's as simple as making sure, yeah, they're all at the top. Typically I'll dust them, but because we don't have time, I just boop. You can see all of them right there. And then there is 2 geckos in here. There's morning geckos. And oh, here we go. There's some action. Let me put away let me put away these wingless fruit flies, and then I'll come back and talk to you real quick about what's happening. Yes, I do have morning geckos. I just got done saying that. I know there's a delay. There are 2 in here. Typically, he hides right in there. And these fruit flies do not fly. They have no wings, and that's it. Pretty simple. There is a discount, like I said, with Josh's frogs. I have to update it. They keep changing it because somebody keeps doing some silly stuff to it. But the other thing that you'll want to keep, and it's super easy, is sprays. And you putting them in. Those are Krill Pro pellets because they need some food, but look at them. Pretty easy. Absolutely rewarding when you get to see the growth. I anticipated losing a frog, but guess what? I didn't lose a frog, so that's pretty cool. And I mean, it's pretty sick. And everything is good. It's not above 80. It's 99% humidity. It's where it usually stays. And it's only warm in here because I had the AC off. Typically it sits around 75, which is where I want it. But I'm thinking of doing a stand very similar to that, 72 inches, and putting 4 vivariums across. They could be the same as that one, same height, everything. I can do a singular or double light across, and then I can have 4 different species of frog, whether it's tree frog, dart frog. I can even, think about doing I don't know if these are watertight, but I can get with somebody to see if we can make it watertight. And maybe I could do something like a mossy tree frog, which is really cool. I believe they're from Vietnam. So there are so many different things that I can do. 72 inches, 4 vivariums. I'm thinking about, I won't even discuss this, but I don't know what's happening with this. I'll keep the tank, but I have an idea. Paludarium will be done once I figure out what I want to do. And that is it, folks. It's Sunday. Vivarium is just out of control. I'm absolutely astonished, and I love messing with it in the sense of watching it, trimming plants, having a good time. This tank is self-sustainable. I got to grab that fish out. These guys are just these guys. They're colorful. They're beautiful. They're Lake Malawi, and they bring me back to the roots, but I'm itching. 72 inches, build a stand like that, and get 4 vivariums. Let me know what you think in the comments. Enjoy the final episode of Game of Thrones, and if you don't watch it, you don't watch it. Have fun doing what you like. Check out the website, northfinusa.com, my own personal website, j-wilson.com, and I've got some new merchandise. You can get some brand new shirts. I appreciate all your support. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And honestly, thank you so much for what you do. Now, bam, bam, ba-da-da-da, blah, blah. Let's go watch the Iron Throne and whatever is going to happen. I think they're going to leave us hanging. So thank you for taking the time out, for checking this out, and for letting me ramble about what was happening in my life. And holy crap, I got to get that fish out. Thank you so much for watching. You know what's next.